Yeah, when you're on scene. What am I like? Some hat all sideways, no? Oh, is my hat all sideways? Is that what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Us?
Yeah.
Happy days, bye. Do you get that? By any chance? That's unreal. Welcome to episode 2 of Too Many Cooks with me, your host, Stephen Soupy Campbell. The show where we talk shite and make shite with guests from all walks of life. I don't know why that's all of a sudden my intro. That's mad, isn't it? Yes, this is episode 2. Today we're making, as the guest would say, a chicken curry. The guest we have today is the wonderful and ever talented Gino Lynch.
Thank you. Curry connoisseur. Curry connoisseur.
Curry connoisseur. You are, for people that don't know you, you are, there's a certain level of notoriety for a character you play by the name of TaxiJo.
Yeah.
Can you tell me initially why?
Why? What? Well, where TaxiJo
Where
came from?
TaxiJo came from? What's the crack? What's the?
It probably comes from years working in the bars for you. I mean, I worked in bars for about 3 or 4 years, and that whole bar world, bar culture. You just, when you're in it and you're working in it, you get involved with it. So when you're working, then after work you're on the pints, and then the next day you go to bed, you're back into work. So you get into that whole cycle.
It's a rock star lifestyle without the money, like.
It is. That's it. You know, and then but the hours, you know, you're working every Saturday night, you're working Friday nights and all. But then through that, then you get into the taxi world as well. You know what I mean? So we even behind the bar, that we walkie-talkie, you know, and you'd walkie-talkie into the taxi base to get a taxi. That's there. Unreal. So you get a bit of the shit talk from the radio,
the radio chatter, like
yeah.
So that's kind of where it came from, and a lot of when I write stand-up, right, like it's what do you call it? It's like on the body writing or something. So basically, you go, "Fuck, he's a weapon. That'll be cracker for a joke," or you know what I mean? Like you think the cogs start turning with maybe a creative mind. You go, "I should do a character here," and if like. Did you expect it to go where it went? Because you done was it a 6-part series? Was it 6-part?
I've done years ago. I've done a 4-part series, and then we done a 6-part series about two years ago now. Yeah. And then between that, then there was loads of like wee videos of skits with me and Q and stuff like that.
The without getting too, I love this bit, right? The one that I really really enjoy is. Obviously, it's the reason why we're making a chicken curry here, by the way, is because the character TaxiJo, Newry loves the fucking Chinese, right? And they
have the best Chinese in the world. Like.
Yeah, including China.
I can't speak on behalf of China, but they need to be pretty good in China to be better than Newry.
But see, like the European Chinese cuisine, we'll say, you know what I mean? Like it has, like, and there's so many of them. But there was a whole.
They not eat chicken curries in China, no.
No, fried rice. No, I don't actually know what they do, to be honest with you. I've never been, but if we ever go, we'll know.
Yeah.
But there was a whole. The video was essentially the whole feud of. There was popular Chineses in Newry. I'm gonna say the names because this is what it is. People in Newry know. What the Cairns? It was a dynasty, for lack of a better term. Like
there was a whole hoo-ha, and there was a split and all, and there was around the camp, and the split into 2 different Chineses and all.
Yeah, but then there was like the divided houses. Like people were like, because Kaz opened then. Yeah. That the rumor was Kaz has Ken's Chinese. So he's after fucking off and taking the rest of people. Yeah. And then there was houses that preferred the Kaz, and then there was loyalists per se that stuck with Ken's. And you done.
It was like 2 football teams,
It literally was. It was
became
And you done a video, obviously as a TaxiJo, and broke down the whole thing. But there's a phrase in one of the videos, and it's the one where you and Q are sitting and you're talking about Christmas, because it was around Christmas time that Ken's the whole nightmare happened. Yeah. And you go, and all of a sudden he opens up, and they say lightning can't strike twice. By fuck, she struck, right? And it's just one of my favourite phrases because it's just pure shite talk that everyone's heard, everyone can relate to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But then Ken's was the Chinese for curry, like, and 100%. Then but it closed, so there was a whole and there was the talk. Everyone's going, "It's gonna open again," and all. Mad. So then that's where the video sort of came out of.
Yeah, which is great, and that's kind of. What I love about it is you probably didn't know the gravity of, these wee stupid ideas in your own head. Like, even with me, like, me and comedian, a good friend of mine, TaxiJo, and this actually happened last night, funny enough, we've been making these videos, these sketches, they're just called Utter Scutter, right? And it's just us two pretending to be old boys at a bar talking shite, right? And you're doing all these phrases like, oh, fuck, sure, I did the back door, but all that, you know? And, and we're frying about TikTok, we're doing alright, no, whatever. And then we were at a gig last night and we were getting something to eat afterwards, and these wee boys walk in, all tracksuits and all, and we think, just checking, we think, you know what they're like, wee boys and all, so you can't be fucking tame these days, wasn't like that in my day. And then one of them walks over and goes to Talal, he goes, where'd you get that skin for you at Belfast? And we thought he was being cheeky, because Talal's a wee bit light in the top, like, and which is just a fact, but objectively speaking, but we thought this wee boy was taking the piss, and we just kind of went, oh, fuck no, whatever, you know, passing it off. And then he goes, I love the videos, boys, and he goes, fuck, the last video I put up, Talal got a haircut and we're talking about, where'd you get it at Belfast?
Right,
and I was like, oh fuck, it's almost as if here. It's mad that people actually see these videos. I know you see the stats and all, but seeing someone in real life come up and reference the video to me, I was going, that's mad to me. You know what I mean? That's cool for me because, you know, it's relatively new. You're definitely tortured in the town when you go in.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's been a while since we've had stuff out, you know, but it's weird, you know, when you do internet stuff, like, and you put a video out that's very popular for like, for 3 or 4 days though, you're like, you know, everybody's fucking shouting stuff out at you, taking selfies and all, and then the week after it's forgotten about, you know, so that's what online's like, you know, it's a bit different to TV or films or whatever, you know, where if a film's out, people are talking about it for months. An online video, people are talking about it for 2 days and then it's forgotten about, you know. So yeah, you do get stuff shouted at you, and you know, it's good crack. Like,
it is good crack. It is good crack, and as long as people are not being dicks about it and they're not being.
Nobody really has been, really. I mean,
like, because kind of in a way you're a funny character in the thing. People are generally going. People probably think you are TaxiJo. You probably get that, do you? Well,
well, it's weird. It's weird on both sides. So, when people meet you outside and they've just seen you through TaxiJo, they're expecting TaxiJo, right? And they're a bit sort of disappointed. You know, you don't go on like TaxiJo. You know, they're expecting you to be standing there at the bar, you know, snippets and all fake hanging out of your mouth. And then it works the other way as well. You see people that have known me for a long time, but then don't know anything about the videos. What's the videos? What the fuck's this shit? You know what I mean? So it's really weird.
I know people that when I do the sketches, I'm like, here, just put a sketch up there. Because you message your mates and be like, here, you wouldn't give a wee share, we like, or something, obviously help you out. I know a couple of people that are just like, I don't find that funny. I'm like, why? And they're like, because it's just, like, they maybe just don't understand that it's not me. You know what I mean? They're like, you don't go on like, I'm like, obviously, it's a fucking character. You know what I mean?
But comedy's a taste thing, you know, and then the great thing about doing internet stuff and putting stuff out all the time is, after, you know, the initial few things you put out, you become completely desensitized to what people 100%, say, and because, or people say it's shite or whatever, because you can't let it affect you either. Comedy's a subjective thing. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter how good somebody thinks one thing is, the next person can say that's a potato done.
But when I'm doing stand-up, like, some people love it. Like, I've told the same set, like, say I do 10 minutes in a certain gig, people love it, and then I tell it 2 days after, and people hate it. And it's just, you know what I mean? It just really depends.
It depends where you are, what, you know, who you're doing it to, different, you know, audiences are all different.
But here, we're going to stuck into the cooking, because that's what we're here for, right? Now, we're making chicken curry, we're going to do boiled rice, we're going to do breast of chicken curry, which I fucking love the phrase. I think it has to be breast chicken curry. But why is it breast of chicken curry?
Because they used to. This is where it all comes from, right? They used to do chicken curries that wasn't breast of chicken curry, and it was all the dung chicken. You know what I mean? It was black chicken and stuff.
I'm not talking about.
And it was only 10 or 20p more for a breast. Like.
I'm talking the vernacular. Why is it breast of chicken? When am I ever go here? I have to nip at the shop here and get chicken breast. You never go. I have to nip at the shop here and get breast of chicken. You know what I mean? It's only it's only in the Chinese curry world that it's called breast of chicken.
Well, you have to emphasise the first word, breast, right? Well, get it right.
Probably because there's probably some trauma in there where the chicken was shite at some stage. So the initial thing you had to hit them with was make sure it's a fucking breast off it. So that's not real.
The first thing that's caught my eye is this. Where the fuck did you get that from?
I got it in 5 ways. I know. Fuck me, GMO.
Split somebody open that, couldn't you? That is some onion,
but yes, we're doing breast chicken curry. We are trying to, I mean, I say recreate a Ken's. We're making a fucking chicken curry with what we have, and obviously Ken's, it's the best kept secret in Newry.
Have you any cayenne pepper?
I do have cayenne pepper. Do you know that that's an ingredient?
There's cayenne pepper twang off a Ken's.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Here we go then. Look, cayenne pepper. I'm gonna go over to my spice rack here. Yeah, cayenne pepper. There we go. Boom. And that's the beauty of cooking. I've got a recipe here. I'm not gonna follow it exactly. 1, because I'm lazy. 2, because I'm gonna panic and forget when I'm talking to Gino. And 3, you cook with your senses. and you just
as long as you put love into it, that's what they say.
put
isn't
love
it?
into it, but
Yeah.
don't be doing that there now. But we're gonna get stuck cleaning here. Do you cook at home?
Yeah.
Do
But I've never really cooked a curry. But I say when I cook, I mean it's like putting meat onto the grill and then eating it, you know, a bit of rice or something.
20 minutes, 180 in the air fryer. Unbelievable. You know what I mean?
Well, that's it. The air fryer now, like, do you know what I mean?
So we're gonna do right. So what we're gonna do is
Tomatoes. Where do you get tomatoes?
yeah, tomatoes is the base of a curry sauce.
Even the Chinese one.
I mean, some Chinese will use a curry powder, which I was originally going to use, and I went, no, I'm going to fine up a wee bit here and do, because yeah, tomatoes are usually at the base of a curry sauce.
Yeah,
that's why I've
that's
got the
good.
ham mixture as well. There's not going to be any bits or whatever. The red onion, so the red, right, tell you what,
Is there red onion in a chicken curry as well?
that is what I'm going to blend with the base of the tomato to give that sort of onion flavour. Telling you, what do you see? What do you see?
Right, okay.
Do you want to cut the chicken into small pieces?
I
you
do
happy enough
that.
to do that?
Yeah, no bar.
Would you like to do that here?
Yeah, I do that there.
And then I'll get working on the onion, etc., etc. So tell me this, what's your go-to meal to make at home?
Go-to meal to make at home would be, would it be chicken, peppers, rice. That's about it. Bit of paprika, something like that
What's
there.
my knives? They're actually just probably better for this. Sorry, so
It feels like on the Channel 4 on Sunday mornings here.
oh God.
Fucking Lovejoy.
It is kind of interesting.
What am I doing? All these breasts?
Do 5 of them.
5.
Of them. And here, the point of this whole thing is, it's called Too Many Cooks because the subtext of the size of it, I know. The subtext of the actual podcast itself is that I haven't really a clue what I'm at. You know what I mean? That's kind of, like, I know how to cook and whatever, but, you know, my knife skills aren't on point. I don't really, you know, I love the technique and the science behind it, but at the end of the day, see, as long as you're rating it and you enjoy it, it doesn't really, you know what I mean? It doesn't really matter.
That knife's really good.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it's very good.
I'd love to say it's mine, but it's not. I believe it's Japanese.
It's very good, boy.
So tell me this, sorry, yeah, what do you usually cook at home? Like, I mean, give me a, what's the feed that you make? No, everyone has their signature feed.
Oh, the signature feed. Mine would be, what do you call it? Leg of lamb. I'm good at that.
Right.
I do like a leg of lamb.
Interesting,
and
then
nice,
drop them in sauce, perhaps?
I don't really like mint sauce.
No.
I do like a tomato-y, saucy thing.
Right.
Yeah, that'll be my sort of thing. Leg of lamb. Lovely.
What?
Dauphinois. I was in a TaxiJo video. Dauphinois. Or some mashed potatoes.
Something that I love about TaxiJo is the pronunciation. I remember, so I actually had the privilege of being on set for a couple of the days in the 6-part TaxiJo series. I was in the
the bar scene.
The bar scene, and then I was also in the I'm just fucking right here to see if I can do this differently. I was in the bar scene. I was also in the there's another scene I was in as well.
Were you there for the Boxing Day, were you?
No, what fucking other scene was I in? I think I was in 2 bar scenes. I was in 2 bar scenes. I was in the one where Reverend downs the pint, and then I was in the one where you were getting slagged because your mom was in the TV and all that stuff. But I remember you done a couple of takes, and I kind of felt cheeky when I'd done this. But you done a few takes, and obviously things are a wee bit different every take. You know what I mean? You change words and all, but the word you said was world or something, whatever it was.
Yeah, ward,
right?
Yeah.
But one of the takes you said ward, and in the background I was like, I'm in stitches here, like I'm gonna actually fucking crack up. So in the other take I was like, please Gino, just say word again. That's all I want you to say. You could have just said that word over and over again, and I just would have fucking enjoyed it. Like, but here I really loved the that whole series and the whole.
Do you want me to put salt on this then?
Please. There's salts behind me here on 2 of the. See the big massive.
Oh yes.
So yeah, salt them up. Thank you very much. It's important to salt chicken breasts. It's important to salt
you need
everything.
to season it, don't you, like?
Yeah, and you need to see, especially when you're seasoning meats before cooking, especially red meat. Salting is important. I know. Listen, salting red meat in particular is important because
it sounds like one of them TikTok videos, you know, and they're fucking telling you.
That's exactly.
Fucking don't eat on a plastic chopping board or you'll die.
Oh, yeah, microplastics, hey. But Yeah, salt red meat before you cook it, like a while before you cook it, because the proteins break up though, and it makes it more tender, and that's a fact. I watch a lot of
public service announcement.
I mentioned this in the last episode. Kenji Lopez. If anyone's ever looking to get into cooking, even the science of cooking, I love it. It's a wee bit wanky. Like, it's nice. You know, I like the why.
You get into wee wormholes on the internet, don't you? And
but then you have to be careful to not go, oh, this is now gospel. You know what I mean? It's crack. Like, you know what I mean? It's
just use common sense a lot of the time, isn't it?
100%.
I said there's a boy the other day on TikTok saying receipt paper is bad for you. Touching receipt paper. You know what I mean? That's where we're at, like.
Oh God, no.
There's like for all the things that you're not supposed to do. If you listen to it all, what do you do?
But like a receipt paper, like my wallet must be fucking pinging on the Geiger counter because my wallet is full of absolute shite receipts. Like a cinema, I think I went to see in the cinema fucking 4 years ago, going, oh, I'll always remember that day. You know what I mean? Like, I be weird with that shit, like hoarding shit like that, you know?
Where do you want me to put this?
So the chicken's, the chicken is going to, what am I doing? Just leave it there for now because we're going to fire it into the thing, even if you want to set it aside or do whatever.
Yeah. Well, that's ready to go.
Do you want to do this onion?
I'll chop that onion, yeah.
The size of it. Also, do you want to chop?
Have you enough memory on them cameras there? Yeah. It might take me about a week to get through that onion.
Look, we have to start paying rent in this gaff. But yes, do you want to chop it takeaway Chinese style? Onions.
See, believe it or not, I'm not a fan of onions and Chinese.
Oh, you're not?
No, TaxiJo loves his onions, but not me.
Right.
But no, we'll get them in.
See with the red onion and the tomato. Trust me, it's the base of something. Trust me, right? You're not gonna. Is it a flavour or a texture thing?
With onions, they're too big. The onions and the Chinese are too big. They're like fucking toenails or something.
I know, you can fucking pave the road with some of them, like.
Yeah.
I got through this over here. Yes.
I don't mind small onions, but the onions are Chinese, dude.
They're ridiculous, like they are. You're right.
And then if you ask for no onions, you get more chicken. You know what I mean?
You say you get more chicken?
If you ask for no onions,
I didn't know it was a ratio situation. I thought it was all one pot.
At the top.
Carry on.
Yeah. So you want to cut these in the style of a Chinese onion?
Aye. Well, here. See if you're not a huge fan of. We can just
No. We're putting the onions in. That's
the recipe.
That's the recipe.
I'm gonna do a clean up situation here. Aye. So. Yeah, here you're making our leg of lamb, right? Which is
leg of lamb,
an interesting. That's an interesting because usually people are like, I'm good at chicken wings or I could make a good lasagna. Like
chicken wings isn't cooking. Chicken wings is putting fucking chicken wings in an air fryer.
No, yeah. Well, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Like,
you're right.
If I say, fucking make a mighty fine bit of toast. Like 2 bits of bread in a toaster. Is that cooking, like?
I mean, if we're getting technical with it, probably. But you know, let's be honest here. Oil don't need. Right. We're going to go in with this chicken breast. We're going to just brown it off a wee bit. I'm going to actually get a bowl to put it in here. 1 second, sorry. Going to brown it off a wee bit, and then we're going to finish it basically poaching it in the sauce whenever we make the whole sauce and stuff. And then that'll do, right? So tell me this: what do you do with yourself these days when you're not being taxi?
I work in the film industry, so and at the, very busy the last 18 months. So that's why we haven't really done much content, you know.
Yep.
So for me, there's no point. You know, you just have to walk away from it for a while if you're not going to do good stuff, and then also, you know, you don't want to outstay your welcome online either. You know, it's sort of a way. So. Yeah, I'm just working at the minute and work in the film industry. It's very full on, but I love it. It's good, you know. And when you work in the film industry, you know, when you're on set and all, you learn from work. You know, and then it helps you with your video work.
Your stuff only improves then off the back of it.
That's good. I enjoy it. It's good. Good old crack.
It is good.
Liam will tell you love it too, don't you?
Yeah.
Enthusiastic, is there?
Yeah, and it's hilarious that probably it's probably not even going to be picked up on the mic either, which is hilarious. So you're just talking to somebody who hates film. But what was I going to say there? Yes, you're a family are rooted in the film industry.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, like, so I work with my dad. He's my boss, and then my sister works in the film industry. She's a standby art director.
Now, forgive me, Susan?
Susan's my auntie.
Susan, your auntie?
She's an actress.
I have this memory in my head, and I don't know if it's one of these memories that I've made up, right? But I'm almost certain in primary school she was brought in to help direct our end of year play, right?
I would say she was, yeah, because it was your teacher, Pauline Lynch.
In secondary school, yeah. Did I say secondary school or primary school? In primary school, our end of year play, Susan was one of them.
Oh, right.
Pauline taught me drama in
Alright, so she's my
secondary
auntie.
school. Yeah, I know she was your auntie. And me and Pauline got on really well, but see, the thing was, I took it on for GCSE. Liam, you probably remember this actually. I took it on for GCSE, and I'd done like 2 days, and I thought it was all going to be, crack and fucking like drama was first to third year or whatever, and it wasn't. That they were like talking about layouts, like theatre layouts and seats and all, and I was going, I don't care any of that shit, just I want to pretend to be a tree or something, you know what I mean? Like I wanted to, so I actually ended up dropping it, which is not a regret, but I might have a different path might have happened, had I have continued that,
Yeah.
But is that what kind of inspired you? I suppose you were always exposed to the film industry. You were always exposed to creativity, and it was a norm in your house, I suppose.
Yeah, and then even I think it all comes from my grandmother really. So she was obsessed with TV, obsessed with television, and then like my dad and all his brothers and sisters lived up the top of the mountain in Crenchgo there, and they all just watched the TV together, and it was a really big thing. And this is way back in the 80s and 70s and 80s, so there wasn't much to do but back then during the Trouble. So like she was obsessed with Hammer horror movies and loved horror movies, loved them.
Which is interesting, because are you a fan of horror movies?
I enjoy them. Yeah. It wouldn't be my go-to, in terms of genre, but and then it's hard to get modern ones that are really good,
It's hard to reinvent the wheel, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, and the problem with horror movies now is it's really hard to scare people. So what they do with horror movies now is to go over the top, and go overboard, and it turns into what they call torture porn, and people sawing people's legs off, sawing people's heads off.
That thing that was released there recently, Your Man Dressed as a Clown.
The Terrifier or something.
Terrifier. I watched it.
What was it like?
Man, good, but only good because like. Do you know that morbid curiosity when someone shows you an Exit to Heaven video and you go, get that away from me? That's mad, you know what I mean? So
but that's becoming less and less now. It's rare you get something where people are all like, you need to see this, because everything's been done. Like, the film they got for me when I was a child was
insane.
Child's Play. Was it Child's Play
Chucky
2 or whatever? Chucky. See, Child's Play was banned in the UK,
right?
Because apparently a child, I think it was in Scotland, after watching the Child's Play movie, stabbed a baby to death or whatever.
Shit.
Yeah. So it was banned after that.
Yeah.
So then when you're a child, I think I was only like 6 or 7, then you really want to see it then.
It's the only thing you want to do.
It's banned. So we got a copy from Jones for Market or something. And then,
classic.
And then
they probably had the
I loved Child's Play when I was a kid, but it was the novelty of like, and it's not even that scary a movie really.
No, it's not. But it kind of goes back to the time frame as well, where you go like, the CGI and even the prosthetics at that time, like
80s CGI is brilliant. It's like
basically stop motion.
It's so bad. The 80s CGI and all, it's actually really good in terms of a comedy factor.
Yeah,
so
but it's almost an element of nostalgia there as well when you're watching. Like, not that I was around the 80s, but like I watched like 80s movies when growing up, and you know what I mean, like whatever was on. So I'm very familiar with CGI and the CGI in general. Like, what else am I doing here? Sorry, my head's wrecked. So I basically, I believe the phrase is blanched off this chicken. I've basically cooked it a wee bit through. It's kind of browned or whited off around most of it. Centre's not cooked yet, but whenever we actually make the sauce, I'm gonna.
Should simmer in the quarry.
And then I'm gonna make some rice as well, which could be a disaster. Did you ever make rice at the house? I either use a rice cook or get the bags of rice and put them in the,
microwave. Yeah, it's just handy.
Like. Yeah, 100%. But yeah, sorry. So we were talking about basically. Do you remember what your first, film job, creative role, or you know what I mean? Like what your first sort of.
Was the first time I was on set or whatever?
First time you were on set. First time you ever made anything, or you know what I mean?
Oh right, yeah. Well. Funnily enough, when I was a kid, it was all, you know, you think back, I was always writing stuff, even going back to primary 4, primary 5, and weird way, I was always writing stuff, but I had no interest in English. I wish, you know, going back to school, I would have took more of an interest in that, but I wasn't much of an academic. I was rubbish in school, like, really.
But it was weird because whenever I always done fuck all in school, I was never cheeky or nothing, I was just always having the crack, which makes
I was
sense.
always staring out the window, do you know what I mean? I just wasn't interested.
No matter who was sitting beside me, I was like, right, I'm going to try and make them laugh. Which makes sense now, I'm a comedian, and it's like, that was my thing.
History, funny enough, was the one that, and you know, I also found that, you know, because it's all stories and it's all things.
It's exactly storytelling. So I was kind of got in school as well, but whenever I done nothing, and then like I would cram at the very end. Like I remember staying up for 2 nights straight, doing all my coursework for the whole year for my ICT class. I ended up passing, and I was like, fuck, if I had just done that, you know what I mean? Like, it's the classic, if it was any more laid back, it'd be horizontal type of thing, you know? And every single parent teacher meeting my man went to, fuck, I feel so bad, but Stephen, he has it, he just doesn't use it. You know? Like, oh, fuck, it was just a night, and then I'm embarrassed and all, fuck. But,
and now look at you.
Now look at me, making chicken board with TaxiJo, you know what I mean? Do you want to
chop tomatoes?
Chop tomatoes. And chop them, just dice them up. I'm going to blitz them anyway, but just so we can simmer them easier at the very, very start. Can I just get that bin underneath you? Sorry. So yeah,
I've chopped them onions very, very big, but that's just the way to have them in the Chinese.
That's the way it is. Like. But see, that's optional. We can add them in at the end if you don't want them. We don't want them. That's fair enough. But this is for the folks at home, as they say. What I'm going to do
is... How many of these do you want me to cut all of them?
Cut all of them. Yeah, cut all of them.
Do you want them...
Better looking after than looking for them. So here, tell me this then, right? So how did Q Feenan, right? Shout out to Q Feenan, friend of the show, right? Yeah. A friend of mine.
Do you just want me to, in them sort of, I just want to chop them up fine?
No, just dice them. Just
dice them like that?
We squares.
Squares.
So across one more time. No, it's just make them smaller.
Job done.
Job done. How did Q come about, or how did the other cast members come about? I know Darren Matthews, who's a fellow comedian.
Yeah.
He wields the power of the phrase "TaxiJo, you wanker." If anyone's
that's right.
He wields the power of that phrase.
Yeah. Q was a good friend of mine for a long time before that. I started making videos in Liverpool, funny enough.
Right.
What it all started really was...
TaxiJo, sorry.
It all started many moons ago.
Right.
When the internet was first created. We had a teacher in university, and they were talking about the transmedia thing. That's what they were referring to it as, you know. So we were all in films, like learning about films, learning about TV, all that sort of shit. But she was talking about the internet, you know, and talking about this new avenue, and that sort of light bulb went off and going, oh, you know, you can make something and nail an audience with it. So we went through, me and my mate in Liverpool then decided to start making videos in Liverpool. Right. And then... Like
do you remember what they were? Do you remember what it was? Comedy related?
I think they're on the internet still. Well, like the third or fourth one was Newry News. Do you remember Newry News?
Very, very briefly actually. It's a deep cut, like it's a.
Newry News. The second Newry News one we did actually was the first video we did that sort of it's the first video we did and we put out, and then everybody's talking about it, you know. And that was before you could put videos on Facebook, and that was before even Instagram was out, I think. So that was just on a YouTube video, and then everyone in Newry was talking about it, and that was the start of the buzz really then you get from
and without speaking too negatively about Newry, like, see, being someone in Newry that doesn't want to work on the site, fucking look at your man doing better for himself, you know what I mean? Like, so it must have been, it was so strange that like probably in Newry, like a lack, I'm not trying to say a lack of creativity, there's obviously creative people in Newry, but it just means, especially at that time.
Well, I think it's a byproduct of the fact that this new internet or the social media thing was just starting really. Yeah. So before that, like, all you had for shows was the TV or movies, and nobody's going to make a movie in Newry. No. Do you know what I mean? Or, you know, they make, like, but it's very unlikely or very unusual. You know, funny enough, a lot of comedies work well in peculiar places, like, you know,
they're all
like Faulty Towers in Torquay and all that sort of thing.
So, but the chances is in like really small.
And Father Ted's Craggy Island and all that sort of thing. So comedy suits that. So that's why we done the Newry centric type thing. But Newry is just
It's so unique.
Custom built for comedy, you know.
Yeah, 100%.
But it's a small place, and then you know you had the Troubles and all that. So there was nothing made in and around that area about that area, you know.
Yeah.
So that's why when we started putting stuff out, then people from the town could relate to it, and they could, you know.
Yeah.
You know, and then obviously that when you fast forward then past Newry and you use the TaxiJo, then that's people can really relate to that because the Newry taxi drivers are just legendary. You know
legendary.
what I mean?
And here, but everyone knows a TaxiJo. They mightn't be a taxi driver, but they could be their uncle.
Yeah,
Joe,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
and everybody
knows.
says to me, every single person says to me, I know who TaxiJo's based on. And he's not based on anybody.
Anyone.
He's just a mix of loads of different people.
Yeah.
Like, I would say there's a mix of about 20 people, and then you get
an equilibrium there somewhere.
Yeah, you know, and then you know what I mean. So he isn't based on anybody at all, really.
But at the same time, see the fact that people think they know who he's based on means the character works.
Exactly. So that means people can relate to it. So you know you're sort of doing something half right, and then you go outside in Newry, people can relate to the taxi driver thing too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even, sometimes when you're writing stuff or when you need to write stuff or whatever. Or I remember when the series was over. You know, you were done the big series, put it in the cinema and all.
Yeah.
And then when it was over, like a week after it came out, it was like it was over, and you're sort of because so much work went into it. I was like, well, what am I going to do now?
What am I going to do now?
You know, so there was.
I remember
there was a period of time where you're just thinking, you know, from a creative standpoint, what am I going to come up with next or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I was in a taxi with a fella in Belfast,
right, and
he asked me where you're from and all, and he's just like someone that would work in TaxiJo's firm, only he's in Belfast. You know what I mean? And the way he was going on, the inspiration just came back.
Just
you know
came
what I mean?
all back, yeah.
Like he goes, first thing he says, like he goes, where are you from and all? And I goes, Newry. He says, oh, Newry. He says, the best thing about Newry is the road out of it.
Unreal. I was, I think it's a pretty common thing about Craig Allen. When you say about Craig Allen, fucking load of roundabouts. I have plenty of chances to turn around and go home. You know, it's the same sort of thing. Like, but that's what it is. Sometimes you just, like, I wouldn't call it writer's block, but sometimes I just don't write a new bit for a while, and then something happens, and I go, there we go. You know, we're back.
Sometimes you just have to sit and stare at a blank page for like an hour, and you know, and like because I've been working so long now, I want to get back to writing and really get back to doing creative stuff and all that.
Yeah.
But when you haven't been doing it for a long time, it takes a while to get back into the rhythm of it.
Swing. Yeah. And then you kind of have to put yourself back in the mind of TaxiJo, if that makes sense, in order to be like.
Yeah, and you have to be in the, like, sometimes like when I was spending time in Newry over Christmas, you need to be around there. You need to be around that fucking banter, you know, just to get into that world again. You know what I mean?
100%. So what I've just done here, by the way, just cooking wise, I've just sweated off these onions a wee bit with a bit of salt, which helps them release some of their moisture.
Red onions in red onions in a Jamesie's curry.
Well, listen, this is a rendition. No, again, I don't know the exact thing. I could have maybe contacted Jamesie myself, but you know, I think.
He's never given that recipe away.
Of course he's not. He wouldn't even give it to cows, for fuck's sake. But yeah, so that's what I've done. This is kind of an amalgamation of a few different recipes that I've sort of seen, and just a general technique or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So onions, wee bit of salt to help draw the moisture out. I put some garlic puree in, which I'm using garlic puree because I'm gonna be honest, forgot garlic, right? So I would go for raw garlic just because.
But the only thing, see, with cooking with garlic though, I tend to get like wee garlic, you know, pots, or see when you're chopping up garlic, your fucking hands stinking. If you wash your hands with toothpaste, it helps. Well, from garlic.
Yeah.
Fountain knowledge, isn't it?
There you go. So again, I'm gonna put the recipe on screen now. And here, I was editing last night. I was like, fuck, I have to put this fucking recipe up now. But
are you gonna have music on?
I've got a soundtrack and all. Yeah, I've got a guy. Shout out to Seabackle for making the soundtrack. Great shout out to Megan Halpin as well for the graphics.
See with the fairy lights and all, it's very Nigella Lawson, isn't it?
It is.
See around Christmas time, watching Nigella, that is Christmas for me.
Oh yeah. But they're still up for Christmas, but I think it's actually a permanent installment now because it just looks nice, you know.
Yeah.
So I've got some curry powder here. 2 tablespoons or 2 teaspoons of curry powder, which, again, is that 2 teaspoons? Probably. There we go. You know what I mean? That's what we do around here. Fuck up dishes apparently.
There's going to be a lot of onions in this curry.
2 tablespoons of garam masala. Well, here, they're just for
show.
For show vibes, like. They're just for, you know what I mean? Garam masala, which is usually kind of Indian inspired type of stuff, but you get a lot of sort of it's a spice mix, a lot of cumin and stuff in there. I'm gonna add some extra cumin here as well. And do you like a spicy curry?
Yeah, I think
how spicy? A wee bit of kick, like.
A wee bit of kick. No, we're not talking vindaloo.
No, you're not kicking the hole at anyone. Like, yeah, well, that's all right. Well,
I can't do vindaloos anymore. I used to eat them all the time when I was 16, 17, 18, 19. Can't do it anymore.
I'm actually
just can't. Even a jalfrezi.
No,
when I vindaloo, it just destroyed my guts.
Straight through, yeah. It does. It is brutal. And sometimes, if you ever get there's a wee touch of cayenne for the Jamesy special.
Cayenne, I'm telling you, it's the cayenne, boy. It's the cayenne.
Oh,
a little bit of cayenne pepper on that there.
So I'm actually toasting these off here as well, which kind of intensifies the flavours as well. And then
of the onions.
Of the onions. We're making an onion curry.
This is what this is. This is an onion curry. Red onions are like white onions multiplied by 10.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Usually in curries they add like onion powder and shit, and then it's like aromatics. It's oh my god, there's no fucking cayenne left. Hold on, that's probably why it's not coming out.
Oh fuck, aye.
Unfortunately, we have no cayenne.
No cayenne.
But what we do have is paprika. Are we going to substitute? Say yes or no.
No, I whack it and see what
see what like only a wee drop. Right. So toast off all these. Would you like to throw me on tomatoes? Actually, no. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
I'd say the chefs and Cal's jobs are fairly safe.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, but that's what it is.
So tomatoes in next.
Tomatoes in next. I'll just fry them in here. It's
yeah.
all.
What's the motto with you, Liam?
Trust me. Right? I know it sounds mad. I know it does sound mad.
This is more like an Indian curry though, is it?
Chinese curries are tomato based as well, but a lot of them use like curry mixes, I guess here. Mayflower curry mix.
Oh.
Right? Which is good. This, for anyone at home, this is school curry, right? There are members of the cast that are...
There's a good one called Enter the Dragon or Double Dragon or something like that. It's like a pot.
Oh, just Dragon brand. Yeah. Great. So what we're doing here is this will, like, there's so much moisture in tomatoes that makes it into a sauce, and then add some more water to balance it, level it out, right? So hold on 1 second. 2 red onions, thinly sliced, garlic paste. Chicken is in the middle of being just chilling out. Oil in the pan. Garam masala, curry powder, cumin, wee bit of chili powder. I'm gonna blend this up with that ham mixer whenever these sort of reduce down a wee bit.
Nice.
And then we're gonna add some water to it to even it out to make an actual sauce. And while that's happening and that's simmering and the chicken's cooking, I'm gonna cook some rice as well, right?
Cool. Oh, it's great. It's great to be set up this.
Thank you. What is your order in the Chinese then?
Breast chicken curry.
Well, of course, but
fried rice, and then.
But I mean, do you have any accoutrements? Do you have any? You know, some people go for a chicken
ribs.
ball.
I see actually the ribs in Kaz / Ken's. You know, either
just
or.
the dynasty.
You know what I mean?
The dynasty.
Yeah, we'll call it the dynasty. You see the ribs out of there, unbelievable.
Yeah.
So ribs. Sometimes you get chicken fried rice as well. You know, chicken balls, obviously. The chicken balls, I know the chicken balls in cans, but they were so crispy.
Unbelievable.
About that size.
Unbelievable. Yeah, there were.
And they're chips. So, that, you know, when you have that, and you've got that, that's your foundation.
Yeah. 100%.
And then once you go into all the mad stuff like black bean and all, I don't really bother with that. Like.
You know, black bean.
No.
There's a black pepper sauce, I think like garlic and black pepper, something that I would get sometimes in places.
Oh, right.
Very nice.
Right.
Just change that a wee bit. You know, like sometimes, you know, there's only so many.
And when I'm in, funny enough, if I get a Chinese in Belfast or whatever, they do a duck fried rice. And that's tasty.
Here, you're in the big city then, with fucking
duck fried rice. And sometimes you get kung po sauce, because the curry sauce up there, it's just not at the Newry level.
It's not.
I know
it is. It could be the exact same pot of fucking double dragon fucking sauce.
But
there's no loving it.
You go to London, right? You go to London, you go to Manchester, you go to anywhere. You're not getting Chinese curry like you get in Newry. It just doesn't happen.
You're just not. It's just a fact.
Yeah.
It is just a fact, and that's a lot of people when they come home from even Belfast, they come home from travelling, they go, Kent, or they go, give me like East Ocean's a great Chinese in town and all as well. All the Chinese are available. We're not, you know what I mean?
I remember a mate of mine when I was at university at Liverpool posted me over a chicken ball in the post for my birthday.
Oh my god!
I was at university and I fucking had it.
And see, a good Ken's chicken ball, it's still fucking hot when you got it. Didn't lose a drop of crisp. Fuck's sake.
Yeah, they're covered in tinfoil and loads of stuff to try and keep because he was thinking when he sent it over that the sniffer dogs might have sniffed it out, you know.
Yeah, sure. He should have put something else in. Fucking might as well double up. The dogs that go to the chicken ball and not the whatever, you know. So I'm going to use this hand mixer now to blend all this.
Well, I'll stand back.
Shut up. Yeah, you're probably going to have to because I actually haven't fucking used this yet.
Yeah.
Scared. I'm really scared. I'm really, really scared here.
That stuff's going to go fucking everywhere, man.
I'm going to get a bowl. See,
have you got a fucking thing, like a blender you can put it in there?
I do, no, I'm going to use a bowl. I'm going to use that, or you can see that cupboard down the bottom left?
Yeah.
Big old bowl in there, floating about somewhere. You know yourself. So the recipe I actually watched it is here. He had much more ingredients in the actual pot, and then he tilted it forward and all. So give me the
biggest bowl you have.
Whatever size of bowl. Just wire it over there. Lovely.
So you mentioned, what do you call it? You're talking about when Q got involved. So
Q got involved. Yeah.
So we, me and my mate in Liverpool done a few videos, and then
this is mad.
I come back to Newry.
This is the exact same thing. Unreal. Sorry, go on ahead. Come on, Q.
You know, yeah. So.
Oh, we're laughing. Now we're done talking. Go on.
We done a few videos in Liverpool, and Q just says to me, "Get me involved in this, will you?" You know, he just I said,
yeah.
So he was the first one. He was in Newry News, and then Tony Smith was in it too. Like, so that started the whole thing with Q and Tony Smith, and then in our videos for a long time there with in the Newry News stuff, Q and Tony were the funny the element everybody talked about. You know, the sinner getting the shit beat out of them and all.
Yeah. There, she's working. She's working. I know this looks absolutely horrendous and disgusting, but that's where we're going to add the water afterwards, trust me. But Q is a performer at heart.
He is
an entertainer,
yeah.
like that's...
Yeah. No, he's great. And then, we started TaxiJo, we did, we had TaxiJo with a brother called Archie, and then, but when you do something for a while, then you see it sort of evolves, and I think the character that he's doing now, the Martin Hanlon, sort of fits into the world better.
Yeah,
you know.
And Archie was great. He was another one of the taxi drivers, wasn't he?
He's too different from that world, you know.
He was kind of like a sleazy crime guy or something. I felt like he kind of felt a wee bit like.
He wanted to be like an influencer, you know.
I feel like he was too. I don't mean dirty as in crude. I just mean he felt too. In terms of Q's performance or Q, you know, what suits Q better. Yeah. Hanlon just suits Q better. And obviously that's why it happened, and that's why you know what I mean. It is what it is.
Yeah. Hopefully, you know, when we get a bit of time again, we're just taking a bit of time away from it, and then we'll come back, and Q'll be front and centre when we come back. You know, we'll do something with his character.
100%. And so what's next for TaxiJo? Like, that's probably what the people are probably dying to know, because every time I know anyone, and you know, and even after you had you had like a premiere in the cinema.
Yeah. I have curry on my nose. Jesus.
Just a wee right in the tip. Screw that's the one. Unbelievable. Nice, is it? Tasty. But whenever you had the thing in the town hall in the
Omniplex,
cinema, the Omniplex, everyone, because people obviously see me in the background and go, "Fuck, should be here," and the blah blah blah, and then they always going, like, one of the first questions you got was, "When's the next one coming out?"
When's the next one coming out? When
I've had this for fucking a year. You know what I mean? People don't understand the. You know, could you hold that for a second, please?
Yeah. But that's the internet. That's what people. You know, people just you know, more and more and more. You know, it's not like you watch one episode, you wait till the next week, watch the next episode, you watch it all and then go, right, when's the next one?
When's the next one? Yeah, and that's.
And then I think a mistake I made with that, you know, in hindsight, you look back, I shouldn't have put it out on the internet so quickly. You know, I should have put it out on in the cinemas, let it simmer for a while, and then, you know, put it on. It was just the workload of all that, you know, trying to get all that out for Christmas was a big rush to it. But
and you were
very pretty good.
Oh, here it went. It was great. And like, I remember watching it and being like, this is unreal. Like this, and obviously just as a TaxiJo fan and in general, you know what I mean. And then,
but it's a great wee thing to do, you know, and have it in the cinema and all. And it's different. It's out there. Now, one thing you will find is people that like love the old TaxiJo videos, you know, me and the camera and me talking shit about the news or whatever.
Yeah.
Some of them didn't like that new direction, but then people that didn't like the old ones, they liked the series, you know, sort of a way.
Yeah.
So because it was different, you know what I mean.
That was difficult for you because you definitely had to you had to conform to people's expectations a wee bit as well, and especially when you're going to take something that was so rustic and here, fire that camera up, me and you just talk shit, kind of vibe.
But some people expect that all the time. When you take it away from that, and then you're adding all these characters, you're adding all. But you have to do that. You have to expand it. You have to because if you don't do that, it's going to become stale very quickly. Like when I remember doing the original TaxiJo videos, and then there was a year, I'd say it was like back in say 2019. There was a year when you know I was working and then I was doing the videos at the weekend. Yeah. And the quality of them wasn't as good, and you could feel it getting stale, and you could feel the character becoming. So we put a real big effort then in 2020 to make the videos better, and I think the quality of the work jumped in 2020 because there was a real effort to we need to make these better again because the previous ones we did. Sometimes you just lose your way a bit, you know. You lose at the end of the day. There's you can try and overthink something, or you can try and do, but ultimately at the end of the day, just sometimes, especially them wee small videos you're doing with the camera, it just has to be funny. You know what I mean? And you have to just have a bit of crack with it. You know what I mean? You as the creator kind of have to separate yourself from the characters, and then you in a way you have to relate with the character to go right. What is best for this story, and then take your own bias out of it because you might think, oh, I think TaxiJo does this, but TaxiJo might. Well, the thing is, that makes sense. Doing the wee videos when you're just talking to the camera and all is very straightforward, but it starts getting a wee bit more complicated when we did the series.
We're gonna taste this curry as well. It's probably hot now. Just watch. Not flavorful enough. Need some more curry powder. Yeah, see the vibe of flavour. It's not very oniony, is it?
No, it's not.
We're gonna fry more curry powder in
here. Where was I?
Sorry, I interrupted there. I apologise. The natural progression of TaxiJo and how, you know what I mean, like.
But no, I was saying when you're on set there and you've loads of different actors and you've loads of things going on and you've the camera and all that. An issue I sort of had when we started making that was when we were shooting it and the camera's on me, say. Yeah. And or the camera's on me and somebody else. Yeah. And we're playing the scene out, right? When you're in the scene, you have to take your director head off you because you have to be you have to do the TaxiJo thing, right? Yeah. Because sometimes what will creep into your head is when you're doing the scene with somebody else, you're analysing, going, is this working? Is this not working? Is their performance working? Is mine working? You know, you have to leave all that. So that was a skill you had to sort of develop. You know what I mean?
And that is difficult because. I'm going to blend this again now because there's water and it's probably easier to do. But you have to, I know, it shouldn't fly everywhere this time. But you have to, as you said, take your director head off. But you wrote it, directed, produced, and edited it. Yeah. Like, that was, and here, that's...
Well, we've done a short film last April, so we're hoping to put it out to the festivals next summer.
Right. And what is that about? What's the crack?
It's in the TaxiJo world again, and it's about another character. And then we put a lot of work. You know, there's big production values. And again, one thing about it is, and you do feel very grateful, is so many people put a lot of free time into it. You know, and it's you're very, very appreciative of that. You know what I mean?
And that's what I love about even like being an extra and things. Like I've been extra in a couple of things. Liam's helped me out with a couple of things, and I've been extra in all these short films. I do it for free. I'm doing stand up for free. Like essentially, I get paid obviously, but like. I don't get paid. Maybe I don't know if I meant to say that, but here. But what am I on about? I get nowhere near enough money that I would need to worry about anything.
What are you worried about the tax man?
No, I don't know why I done that. That was weird. I don't know why I done that. Paid gigs, please.
Cash in hand.
Cash in hand. Brown
I mean,
envelope,
if you get paid in cash, you don't have to pay taxes.
No, you don't. He's creeping in. But. What the fuck were we saying there? Sorry. Yeah, I'm doing it for free. Essentially, you know what I mean? Like when people come to me and go, "Oh, here, I have a paid gig here for you," I go, "There's maintains it. Like, don't worry about it." And then I go, "Actually, hold on. Yeah, I need diesel money at least." You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. People's time, people's effort, and it shows. So people see people. If someone's going to be there and do it for free, they're going to be some way useful because they're doing it. You know what I mean? They're doing it for the right reason and not doing it for an easy payday or whatever. What was your first sort of experience with being in front of a camera, you and your mate, Liverpool, all that sort of stuff. First experience behind the camera. Do you want to give it? Just hold the game this time, thank you. So yeah, what was your first experience?
Behind the camera. What did I do before I went to university? Let me think. Do you mean even numpty stuff? Oh, like even me and my mates done this series called Fat Ass.
Right.
And it was just like a sort of a spoof on Jackass.
Right.
So it was like a Newry version of Jackass.
Right.
So we did that, and then we were in the paper and all about it and stuff. But we done like.
I see when you make it in the paper. That's sure, Gino. He's famous.
We done. They used to do this thing where we get into shopping trolleys and go down Bulls Hill.
Right.
It's getting there.
Better. What do you think?
Yeah, needs a bit more like
curry
salt.
or like something. There's something missing.
More curry. Something missing.
Curry powder. There is something missing. Salt and all as well.
Aye, wee bit of salt and all that. What about this here? So what's this? Is this a paste or is it?
See, I am unable to use that.
Oh God.
Because there is wheat flour in it, and a member of the cast is. Celiac. And by a member of the cast, I mean I'm making fun of all the people here. There is something missing. And
what have you got there?
What have you got there? I've got cumin, garam masala, cayenne.
The fucking cayenne. You don't have cayenne in it.
I don't have cayenne. I don't. Here, look. Where do I curry powder into? That's fucking happy days. But
what have I got? What's I got here?
But see when I use making curry, I just do use that paste, right? So this is one of my first times making curry from scratch with the tomato base on it. You know what I mean? Like that's salt. Salt will bring a lot of it out.
A wee bit of that.
Salt. What do you have there? Mixed ground spice, Chinese 5 spice. All right, go for it. Yeah.
China.
It's a Gino Lynch special. China, just here, fire it in. I'm sure it'll be all right. That's very clove and cinnamony.
What smell?
5 spice, like, or you know what I mean?
What's this here? Mixed ground spice.
I wired some more curry powder into that. You know what? Too many cooks. They're all spoiled. You know what I mean? Wired in there again. The fuck, Gino? Go on. That'll do.
A wee bit of chili flakes as well.
I have some hot chili powder in that.
Have you? I can use more than that.
Yeah, no drop. That is spitting, man. Oh, here we go. Here, the menu is now on screen. Updated menu now on screen. We're gonna have to fucking remember that is roasting. Hey, but
chili flakes, boy.
Chili flakes, right? Happy days. Boom.
So we done them Fat Ass videos, and they were all on. We had super, like not super 8, but they were high 8 cameras. So they're filmed on wee cassette tapes about that size, and you transfer them onto a VHS video.
Right.
And then our way of editing it was having 2 VHSs on top of each other, players, right?
Right.
Look at this guy here.
No,
you don't remember the glory days.
I do remember VHS, but cheap for editing. It just baffles me.
Right. So you put the VHS in, right?
Right.
And you hit play, and then you have a SCART lead going from the top VHS into the bottom, and you have to record from the bottom VHS
into the top.
So that was your editing then. And then I got this wee editing system for Christmas. I was only like 13 or 14. It was about that size. It was this big. So then you plug a lead in from the VCR into that, and then that goes back into the VCR, and that was to get music on it. You know,
right?
So that, now you can just get a video and stick music from TikTok. You can just put music on. You know, it's so easy. But see back then, to get music on a video, it was like it was nightmare. Like you had an operation the size of this table.
Holy fuck! She's not cold anyway.
Should we kick off that by?
I'm going to
need a wee bit more salt.
More curry powder.
And a clatter of salt. And I think you're there, brah.
I think I'm there. So
yeah, we done them fat ass videos. And then I was always writing as a kid, but my writing was rubbish. My writing was rubbish for years. Like I was writing from I was like 14, 15. Right up to, I'd say until I got to my late 20s, my writing started getting okay, do you know what I mean? And then when you're in your mid 30s, for me anyway, I go, right, so I think I'm sort of half know what I'm doing here ish, do you know what I mean? It takes a long time. And then that's just working on comedy for a long time, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like,
and comedy writing is different, obviously. Well, obviously it's different genres, but it's different than.
It's completely different. Structurally, it's completely different to dramas, all those sorts of things.
Do you want to give it a mix there? And I'm going to get rice sorted here. Yeah, it's completely different to dramas. It's completely different to everything. And there's a like obviously the way stuff is ties together in all in all sort of forms of media. But with comedy, is something weird because even like a setup and punchline, like the setup in one of my bits could be the smallest thing you can imagine, like a phrase or the way I say something, and then the punchline at the very end is the exact same. And you need to get that point across of the setup for the punchline to exist. Like, you know what I mean? It needs to be all one piece, obviously. You know.
Yeah.
What I'm going to do with this rice here is as well. That's you alright there, man. And what I'm going to do with this rice that's very important is wash it. Because there's a lot of dirt and stuff that can be stuck in rice, and it brings out a lot of the starches as well, and allows it to become like sticky sort of rice, you know. So I usually just fill it up a wee bit and rinse it. Get your hands right in there and give her one of them. And you see the water there, kind of starchy. It's kind of cloudy. Do that 2 or 3 times until the water runs sort of clear enough. Well, here, tell me this actually. So, from working in the bar and working in, service, when did you decide, right, I'm going to follow film, or I'm going to, you know what I mean, the creative sort of?
Like, I wanted to be working in film industry from.
But when did you decide
14, 15, I would say.
When did you decide to take the jump, like?
Jump to what? Oh, just to work in the industry?
Yeah, to like, well, I suppose you had an in as well with, your family being involved or whatever.
Yeah, I just got the work, you know what I mean? And then in the early days, I worked in post-production for a couple of years. And I worked on set for a while, then I worked in post-production. And I thought that's where I wanted to go because editing was a strong point of mine. But I just got a bit bored in post-production, because when you're in post-production and you're starting out, you're not in and around the action. You're not around the editor. You're doing all the nutty jobs. When you first start, I mean, which is nothing wrong with, you're getting people tea, coffee or whatever, but also you're doing the daily stuff, transcoding and all, and I just get bored of all that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because the action is
But see on set, like even if you're on set and even if you're a trainee or whatever, and you're just starting out, you go on the set, you can see all the main guys working, you know what I mean? So when I'm on set, I learn a lot, even every day I'm on set, you're learning. You know what I mean? Whereas post production, it's hard to do that.
Your specialty is lighting, really, though. That's
what I work at. Yeah.
And why lighting? Why?
I work for my dad. He's my boss, and then I just really enjoy it. And it's always different. Every job's different. Every day is different. Every scenario's different.
Yeah.
And it's quite challenging, but I love it. I don't think I've ever, I would say maybe 2 or 3 times in my whole life of working in the film industry, I've got up out of bed thinking, I have to go to work today. You're all, like, I'm always very grateful of working in a job that is well paid, but also the most important thing is I enjoy it. I think a lot of people don't enjoy their work, so you gotta appreciate that.
In terms of comedy, right? Did you ever think about going the stand-up route, or was it always not stand-up route, but I mean live comedy, like? even have you ever thought about doing any live action TaxiJo situations or?
It's crept in my head a couple of times, like, oh, would you do a live thing? It has occasionally, but
I think the magic of it is the.
No, well, my focus is always like, you know, I'd love to you know, make a TV show or make a film or whatever.
Yep.
And that's where the goal is, you know. So that's a pretty hard thing to aspire to. So without trying to then you know, do something else. I mean, where do you get the time to do it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
that's
it's
true.
like,
That is true.
I think for me anyway, to focus on something and try to do well at that is hard enough without, because you know, you go into the live world is you know, any stand up will tell you. When you get up on stage for the first time, it takes a long time to develop the craft, it's a different world.
I'm still learning. Like obviously, it's going well, and I'd like to think I'm in some way, shape, or form good at what I do.
Yeah.
But there's times I get up on stage and go, I've never dealt with something like this crowd. I just can't do it. And then you just learn in the moment, like 'cause you have to. Like.
Yeah.
And whenever I've worked anywhere or like, you know, done any screen work or whatever in any way, shape, or form, you kind of go. Run it again, you get not take.
Yeah.
Stand up, you're there, you say a joke.
Yeah.
Like, do you ever, the way I would say is, do you ever like tell a joke in front of your mates, no one laughs, and it stings
No,
a
it
wee
never
bit?
happens.
No. It stings a wee bit, but then someone will go, are you working away, Gino? You go, fuck whatever, and then everyone kind of agrees to ignore it.
Yeah.
Soon you're in stand up and you go, and then I fucking said to them, you want to know that? And then nothing.
Yeah.
And then you go, oh my god.
Yeah,
And then
that dead silence.
only you that can save that. That's doing my fucking head in. But yeah, I've got my.
What's it doing? You just dry the bottom of the pan.
What's that?
Just dry the bottom of the pan. There's obviously moisture on the bottom of the pan, isn't there?
Oh, teamwork makes the dream work.
And then that's that there spilling off it as well. Have you got a saucepan that fits the pot now?
No. Well, probably do. I
What
don't
if you
know
spin
what
it
is.
round? If you do that.
Oh, here. Hello? He says he wasn't an academic. That's a good shout, but that's what I'm trying to work on now, is crowd work, having proper people.
But, you know, that's like,
you need to have all facets of.
I think too, you know, obviously if someone in the crowd keeps it up and ruins the show and all, they have to go or whatever.
Right, yeah.
But you know, at the end of the day, if people go to watch you, right?
Yeah.
They're going out of their way, they're taking the time out to sit down and watch you try to make them laugh. So you've got to respect that. The audience have a wee bit of a privilege over the person that's standing on stage.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? 'Cause it's on you to make them laugh.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And if they throw something out to you and it's not funny, well, they're only in the crowd.
Yeah. And the thing is, as well, you've got a microphone. Like, that's
Yeah,
the thing.
yeah.
I remember Darren Matthews always saying to me, I remember, like, before I done McCoo's, one of the first times, I was like, fuck, man. Especially in Newry, you're like, fuck, if someone goes, oh, dead on Subi or whatever. I was like, what? Like, I think I'm ready enough to come back with something or whatever, but you kind of worry about that stuff. You go, because you don't know what they're going to say. It's the fear of the unknown. And then he just goes, I was like to Darren Matthews, I was like, what do I do? Like, and he was like, well, you've got a microphone. And I was like, that's a good point. Because sometimes people don't even hear what someone says. Like, sometimes if you just go, dead on, fuck up.
Yeah.
People love it because people are on your side already.
Yeah, yeah.
But the worst thing is, like, see if you're down in your hole and you're doing horrible and someone hackles you and you try and go, what are you on about, fucking Hawaiian shirt, and no one laughs, you go, this is just so much worse. You know what I mean? Like, and now I'm just picking on this guy because I'm doing shit and everyone goes, oh, look at your man losing the head.
Well,
you know?
you get on stage, there's no hiding places.
There's none, like,
You know, it's you and
that's it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
crowd.
But it is, fuck, it's just mad. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's interesting.
What about the whole explosion in popularity and stand-up comedy and you know, it's been mad, isn't it?
Crazy. What is this lockdown like? There was lockdown. Like, I was always a comedy fan. I was listening to the podcast and all, but then lockdown, people had nothing to be at. They were pissed off. They were fucking angry, sad, anxious, all this stuff, and they go, right, I need to laugh. Like, one thing that you're guaranteed to laugh is most of the time is a comedy, and especially a podcast because it's accessible. And then, but that was like, that is so great, and they deserve that. All the comedians, all the ones that, you know, were really popular over lockdown, etc., they deserve it because the work that they do, like, and all stand-ups do, like, even from open mic level to, you know, fucking arena level, the work you do, like, it needs to be recognised, like, and even just arts in general, like, even like your work you do needs to be recognised. All, like, even musicians about the time, everything, you know what I mean?
But it's hard. The arts is becoming, even the big end, high end, the mass art stuff's getting harder and harder, you know, because of the money it costs.
Yeah.
And because of, you know, the internet and content. There's so much like
Yeah.
for like what we do. Like if you're you're filming TV, you're making films, TV, or whatever. They've so much competition now.
Yeah, oh,
Like,
so
like-
much. Because everyone can do it.
And
Like,
you've
technically.
TikTok, you've Facebook, you've Instagram.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, 100%.
30, 40 years ago, the TV there's only 3 or 4 channels on the TV. You know, so they had a free pass to access to millions of people. You know what I mean?
100%. And if you, there's probably, you know, there was it was so limited that everyone liked the same thing. You know what I actually
and everybody talked the same, about the same shows and all
but
that.
that's what I dislike now, because see, you can just go, have you watched that, Blue
Yeah,
Lights?
and nobody's seen it.
Or everyone's seen it.
Or everybody's seen, yeah. Well,
No, but I know what you're saying. Like,
yeah.
pick any fucking TV show, right? And you go, oh, I binged it all last week, blah, blah, blah. And then you can't really have a conversation with someone because you don't want to spoil it. Or you do spoil it. Whereas whenever you were like years ago in primary school coming in being like, even I'm a Celebrity. I suppose that's a bad example. But anything that was on every night or whatever, Bottom, unbelievable.
Bottom every Friday night at 8:30, BBC Two.
I remember my dad showing me Bottom, being like, do not tell your mom I'm showing you this. And I touted my dad one time because my dad let us watch the South Park movie one time when it first came out, and I was definitely way too young for it, like. And but he was like, just don't say nothing to your mom. My mom was out that night and came home the next day, and we're all sitting, just eating dinner, unannounced. I just go, Dad let us watch South Park last night, and my mom was like, what the fuck? And he just looked at me and just goes, the words he just said was, why? My mom gave him shit. He just went, why? I just touting him. I don't know why. I didn't know I was touting him. I was so young.
You just probably ruined the rest of your childhood for watching something. What? He could have let you watch
anything.
Terminator the next week or something.
I know. Unbelievable. That's us. Right.
That race done,
We're
bro.
gonna play it up. Yeah. I fucking hope so. Don't be fucking sweating me here now.
I definitely think them onions should have went into that curry at some stage.
You think so?
Yeah. I don't have to put raw onions in a curry, do they?
I'm nearly sure they do.
But I'm not trying. Oh my god, I'll try it, anyway.
Well, put raw onion in a curry, or the oh shit, probably shouldn't have done that. The fry them off a wee bit, but I don't like. Some places just put wire raw, and some places fry them. You want to fry them?
No,
Well, fry them off.
I don't want them.
Well, that's perfect. Here, Gino, out the fuck you get. I'm joking. That's alright, we'll not eat them. I'll fry them into mine. And
you'd be at the
I wear them into mine, you'll not wear them into yours.
Yeah.
Gino doesn't like onions, TaxiJo does. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And we'll play it up here, and we'll eat.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
That.
And play it now. You ever hear about people? When you leave it the next day, it's always nicer the next day.
Oh, it is though. But that's because the flavours get a chance to know each other. You know what I mean? And yeah, like just onion talking to a tomato, how you getting on? Oh, fuck, man, working away.
Yeah, that's.
But that's what it is. The flavours do get a chance to know each other. Here's just something where we're just waiting on that. I'm just going to steam it for now a second, right? Controversial, not controversial, potentially controversial. I understand if you don't want to answer this, right? Favourite takeaway in Newry overall?
Oh, what's my favourite takeaway in Newry overall now?
Even back in the day, you can take me through a time capsule here if you want, like.
Well, Cairns in its glory days would have been number one, and at the minute it'd be Kaz. Kaz would be my go-to.
You went the other way? Fair.
Well, this year, it's
You go where it is.
the food speaks for itself. You know what I mean?
Does.
And you know what's unbelievable about Kaz too? Well, when especially when I used to get it all the time when I was living in the centre in Newry. See how fast their deliveries were.
Mad. Not
You'd
right.
order a Chinese on the phone and be there in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like, you can't even get from the Chinese to my house in 5 minutes. How did the curry get here that fast?
Yeah. There's probably waiting in a load of curry in the yolk. Like it has to be. So rice.
Look at this here. Tell you could be replacing Lovejoy on Channel 4.
Right. I'll do for now.
And what about you with stand-up? Where do you see it going? Just want to keep doing it?
You know what it is? And people ask me this all the time, and like this is the true answer. I just love doing it, and I don't. That's what I was saying earlier. I don't care about getting paid for gigs. It's nice, of course, but I just love doing it. Like seeing people, like I'm gigging now at 3 o'clock. Which, by the way, what fucking time is it? What time is it? 2? We're alright. Again, like, anyone that's just like, do you want to do 5 minutes? Yes. I'll bite a man's arm off for 5 minutes. Like, I just love doing it. And yeah, that's literally just it. I just love doing it. And it's, if I get any level of success in any way, shape or form, you know, monetary wise, if I can leave a full-time job and replace it with stand-up, happy days. But if not, as long as I get to tell shite jokes every once in a while, happy enough. You know what I mean? I'm gonna use a spoon for this as well. You excited?
I can't wait. Just salivating here.
Now here, I think we can agree she's no Kens immediately, as we know, right? She's no Kens, but she could be something.
Yeah, looks. I say colour, texture. It looks really good.
Looks nice, doesn't it?
Looks good.
Are you a fork or a spoon, man?
Oh, fork, man. Who eats a curry with a spoon?
I know. The other side, perhaps.
I
Right.
thought you had a spoon. I was like,
Order up. I think that's the thing I'm saying. Apparently, she's probably hot now. So
order up. So, are you opening a wee takeaway thing and people can order this Chinese and
maybe.
they send it to the gal?
What's your verdict?
That's lovely.
Here,
It's not Chinese. Oh,
it's not.
it's lovely. Oh, it's lovely.
Not, there is something that's not Chinese about it. I don't know what that crack is. That curry powder.
Well, this is the thing. I've never seen anyone that could make a Chinese curry that's not Chinese. So
Well, that is true. But there is. I think the garam masala is making that more of an Indian kind of vibe.
that's lovely.
But it's nice though.
Lovely.
No. The curry powder I was originally going to use, the curry sauce mix, is the Chinese chicken curry. It's the fucking Dragon brand. It's the same shit. It's Mayflower. But
That's
I'm
really
making
good.
food for a few other people here, and there's someone who's celiac, so I decided to change her up a wee bit last minute. Now the curry powder that I was using there, I was going to use that Mayflower mix for it, and then it would have tasted more whatever. But nice.
Fucking great.
No cans, but it's nice.
Yeah.
Oh here, look.
You did that no bar.
Come on. Why a lock onion in there? Come on. Sure, I fucking bought it the size of it, fuck's sake. Company to planning
I'll do you for about another year. That one.
Need fucking planning permission for it. So tell the people at home, tell me, tell everybody, tell Liam, tell the fucking chicken Corey, where we can find you, what you're doing next, if you've anything to plug, or any messages.
No, nothing really plug. Just type my name into or TaxiJo into the social media. That's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. You'll find it. You'll see all the classic stuff. You'll see the stuff we did a couple of years ago, the series we did. And then coming up, we'll be back at some stage. Don't know when, but yeah, we'll be back and hopefully better than ever.
Yeah. I'm happy that I turned out.
That was great. That was great. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was dreading it. When I seen the red onions going, I was like, "This has got car crash written all over it." But no, that's really good.
Well
done.
Thank you.
That's great.
Again, not Chinese, but good curry.
Yeah, that's a solid. So someone from the town would need to be pretty good to beat that.
Unbelievable. You heard it here first, folks. Gino Lynch.
Yeah.
Thanks very much, everybody, for listening. Please show the podcast, everything else, some love. Rate it on Spotify, like on YouTube, etc., etc. Remember the whole phrase: comment, rate, and subscribe. In the old days of YouTube, if you remember that. But yeah, show it some love. If you have nothing nice to say nothing at all. And actually, no, if you do have any constructive criticism or anything, fire it me in a wee private message. Just give me a wee whisper.
Yeah. Yeah, you get it all the time. I remember it was at a white collar box and someone came up to me, "Your videos are fucking shit." And then he started looking at me. He's expecting a reaction. He's like, "All right, okay."
Yeah.
And he's waiting for the reaction. See you later.
Yeah.
All right.
But that's funny enough. When we were in fucking McDonald's last night getting something to eat, and your man came up to us about the whole videos thing. Where'd you get the haircut and all? We were chatting away at him, and then we were sitting eating, and we could just hear the video being played in the background. He was showing his mates, and till all overheard one of his mates. We were sitting there going, "This is scunner," and I could hear my own voice and them watching it. And me going, "This is mad." And I know they're burning a hole in the back of my head because they're going, "That's him, that's them too, right?" But one of the mates turned around and goes, "Fuck, that's not funny at all." I get over here, and I'm going, I wasn't offended, but I just went, fair play to him, because he knows I probably heard that or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unreal though, fucking unreal. But yes, Gino, thank you very much for coming down. I really do appreciate it.
Bring me back.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, here, unbelievable. We'll do like a
An episode on Kentucky Fried.
Kentucky Fried, maybe for our talks, maybe. I don't know. If there's any recipes you want me to make or haphazardly change halfway through, give me a shout. But until next time, order up and look after yourself.
Yeah. That was great. I love that.
That was great.